So, as we all know, one thing that an NBA all time great is remembered by is their jersey number. But which number is the most iconic? How's everybody doing today? It's Sports All back with another video. Today, I'm going to go through the most iconic NBA jersey, and we'll see which one out of all of these is the most iconic. Let's not waste any time, and let's get straight into it. Let's quickly start off with how this is going to work. I'll be telling you guys jersey numbers, and not only will we be looking at the best player who had that number, but other NBA all-time greats or all-stars who had it too. Let's not waste any time, and let's start off with the number 24. Now, if we look at this number straight out of the gate, obviously you think of Norman Powell, right? Right? Anybody? Of course I'm kidding. Obviously, it's the Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant. There's not really much to be said about Kobe. The man had one of the best NBA careers we've ever seen. He was a one-of-a-kind NBA player who made so much history in the span of 20 years. And I think we can all agree that we know Kobe also wore number 8 in his career, but he is most remembered by today's generation to have worn number 24. But we all know Kobe is the best player to have worn number 24. But there are other NBA players who had successful NBA careers to have worn it, such as Mark Aguirre, Rick Barry, Bill Bradley, Bill Cartwright, Tom Chambers, Spencer Haywood, and plenty more. But I think these 6 NBA players I named was enough. And at the end of the day, I think we can all agree that the number 24 is one of the more iconic jersey numbers in the NBA. Next up is number 23. Now, who is the first NBA player that comes to mind when you think of number 23? I'd say it's either Michael Jordan or LeBron James. Now, to me, 23 is probably one of the most iconic numbers in the NBA. And the big reason why I think that is because of 2 NBA players. One who's the best NBA player in our generation today, and one who's the greatest NBA player of all time. And obviously we know who both of those players are. Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Both Jordan and James have gotten plenty of jerseys sold. For example, if it has been said that Michael Jordan has the top 10 all-time bestsellers in jersey stores. If I were to go right now and Google Michael Jordan jersey, there would be a ton of jerseys that pop up that are worth around $100 to $300. But it's not just the GOAT Michael Jordan. Ever heard of this small forward from Ohio named LeBron James? It's practically the same thing with LeBron. His jerseys are worth about $100. And how about I just name some other NBA players who wore number 23, like Lou Hudson, or once again, Mark Aguirre, or maybe even Calvin Murray, Marcus Camby, Jason Richardson. The list goes on and on, but I think I've named enough. 23 is an iconic number in the NBA for proof, and for proof, I could literally just say 2 names: Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Just a quick reminder or question. Let me know down in the comments, which one do you think is more iconic, 24 or 23? Back to the video now. Next up is the number 34. Now, the number 34 is a number that a lot of All-Stars wore around on the back of their jersey, like the Big Diesel Shaquille O'Neal, or his good buddy Charles Barkley, or even Hakeem Olajuwon. These 3 NBA players I just named are players you should 100% know. Shaquille O'Neal, probably one of the best centers to have ever played in the NBA, and is literally a freak of nature. Charles Barkley, who purposely gained a lot of weight before the NBA draft, but still had an incredible career. Hakeem Olajuwon, just as good as Shaq, maybe even better. And if those 3 weren't enough, how about Ray Allen, Austin Carr, Giannis Antetokounmpo, which if you deny that, then we just can't be friends, or even Terry Cummings and Charles Oakley. The number 34 is definitely a number that has been worn by a lot of All-Stars, but if Giannis keeps up the good work, to me, he's definitely going to be the best player to have worn the jersey number 34. What do you guys think? The next jersey number on our list is number 32. Now, the number 32 was worn by one of the best point guards in NBA history, Magic Johnson. It was also worn by a young Shaquille O'Neal when he was on the Orlando Magic. And if that wasn't enough, there's also Karl Malone, Kevin McHale, Bill Walton, and if we want to get with active NBA players, how about Blake Griffin? Now, each one of these NBA players have had great careers. Blake Griffin has been dealing with injuries almost every season, but a young Blake Griffin, back when he was on the Los Angeles Clippers and was an incredible player and who was a good leader before Chris Paul and the Clippers had a good big with Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan, they were really good. He was really good. Magic Johnson, I mean, Do I really have to say anything? One of the best guards in NBA history, a young Shaquille O'Neal, who still was a dominant player even when he was on the Magic. Karl Malone, who's probably one of the strongest players in NBA history, and plenty more. Number 34 may not be a number where you can think of a player who wore it out of the gate, but if you look deep into it, you will realize how iconic it really was. And the last number we'll be looking at is number 33. Number 33 has a good amount of players who are one of the best players to ever play in a particular positions. By that, I mean a lot of players who wore that jersey number are really good players. For example, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Patrick Ewing, Larry Bird, and Scottie Pippen. These players are some of the best players to ever play the sport of basketball. And to me, this number just might be the most iconic in basketball. But let's take a quick look at each one of them again. 24, I mean, there is the GOAT, Kobe Bryant. But besides that, not another player that you would say, quote unquote, he's a Hall of Famer. So unfortunately, number 24 is out. Then number 23. Even though there's only two players you can think of on the spot, they both have and had incredible NBA careers. So for now, they'll stay. Number 34, you got Shaq and Charles Barkley and Hakeem, so they'll stay. Number 32, besides Magic, Karl Malone, and a young Shaq, not anyone else you can think of. And Magic would be the only player who would make a top 10 greatest players of all time. And I know Shaquille O'Neal would too, but we're talking about a young Shaq, so they're out. And number 33, well, we already went through it. So let's take a look at the three numbers that stayed. Number 23, number 34, and number 33. Now to me, number 34 is out because number 23 has MJ and LBJ. Even though number 34 has iconic players, none of them are as iconic as LeBron James and Michael Jordan. So which is more iconic, 33 or 23? Now, if we look at this from an angle where you need to think of on the spots, obviously it's 23. And 33, well, there's way more NBA players who have worn it who have had great careers. And by that, I mean there are more players who have worn it who had incredible careers and are Hall of Famers. Number 23, sure, there's Michael Jordan and LeBron James, but those are just two NBA players. And that is why I think that the most iconic jersey number in NBA history is number 33. Let me know down in the comments, guys. Which number do you think is the most iconic? That'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you all next time. I'm out.